The rector, St. Francis of Assisi College of Theology, Wusasa, the Right Reverend Praises Omole, says all Christians are called into faithful discipleship. He also noted that for a man to be a leader, such a person must start from the place of discipleship. Bishop Praises made this known in an interview with ACNN news correspondent Bosede Taiwo Olariwaju in Abuja.
The honest truth is, every disciple, Judas, Matthew, Peter, all are called into faithful followership. That's exactly and entirely what discipleship is all about. So if a man must be a leader, if he does not start from the place of discipleship, he has missed it. As a matter of fact, if you read in the Bible, there are about 4 words that defines this concept very strongly. But let me hold on to the first 3 that are most popular. There is doulos. A doulos is a slave. It's somebody who is totally, completely submitted or submissive to the will of the Lord. He does nothing other than what his master says he should do. In fact, he has no name. His name is slave. That's the first level. The second level is that there are those who are diakonos or deacon. It's the second word for those in discipleship. A deacon. A deacon is a servant, not a slave. He's a slightly higher servant, but he does the will of his master. The third level is the apparatus. The apparatus is the one that reflects more today. The apparatus is the one that reflects today the role of leaders and anybody who wants to be a leader, because the apparatus is a steward. Apparatus, whichever way you want to call it. He's a steward. He's the person who recognizes that everything given to him is not his. So whether as a deacon or as a steward, anybody who is a child of God, who is a disciple, I said this earlier, a follower of Christ, anybody who is a Christian ought to recognize that wherever or whatever positions they are holding is God-given. So they should represent Christ there.
Further speaking, Bishop Omole called on leaders to recognize that they are stewards of what God has put them in charge of for the church and the people of God.
The preacher said it. He came by road and he could not imagine the terrible state of our roads. And he even teased. He said, I'm sure some of the lawmakers in our land may even be in this service. What kind of lawmakers are they? What kind of leaders are they? What kind of members of the House of Assemblies do we have? What kind of senators do we have? That's the question. Are they faithful servants? Are they faithful disciples? Are we able to see Christ in them? Do they recognize that they are called as servant apparatus or apparatuses? That is making it English. People who should recognize that ultimately, even though they are leaders, they are stewards, custodians of what God has put them in charge of for the church and for the people of God. So I pray that many of us will wake up to recognizing this call. And I pray that the nation, I don't know who is listening to me, but whoever you are, wherever you are, as you listen to me, I pray and trust God that you will recognize that as a faithful disciple, you are called, I am called, in whatever positions I hold, to reflect the kingdom. There's a word and a concept in the Bible. It's called the concept of vicegerency. It's also a concept in Islam. It's recognizing that as a leader or even as a servant, God has made you his vicegerent. Yeah, you may not find that word in the dictionary though, but it's a theological concept that explains the fact that you are God's representative and you should do the mind and the will of God wherever you find yourself.